I'm undisputed, undisputed. Undisputed, I'm undisputed, undisputed. It's over, 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 it's over. I'm undisputed, it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is. So here it. And he'll be facing. This. So much hype. We have high hopes and aspirations for this fight. A perfect counter shot. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Knockout or bust for both of these fighters. The crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
Just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Punch. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Not a lot of... Hold her right there! Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped! Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Whoa, Johnny! Fundora just got rocked. Looks like trouble was averted.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
And down goes the towering Inferno. Wow, let's take another look at that.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come to me.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he...
It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. What a huge momentum swing that's going to... Oh, he's just taking a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point.
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Oh, Sebastian Fundora is hurt. A much better game plan here.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Beautiful counter punch. The straight right just misses. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think light. Concentrate.
Jab slightly off target. Caution is being thrown to the wind. He knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
Are you okay? You're out of there.
Not many people would have...
I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Compliments on my accomplishments are only possible due to your involvement, volume, level, and confidence. The consequences stimulating your consciousness, activating the cognitive structures. I think all you and opposites still play a vital role in my conquering. The combination of confrontation and pondering. Occupation is populating the conference with conversation, no astonishment, consuming the comments and then vomiting up the Vonnegut. Hey, ominous as a monster is underneath your posturepedic, possibly in the closet. It's a necropolis, scary how I'm optimistically obstinate. Ain't no domino in my dominance when I'm dropping this. Janis Joplin droplets. It sound like the apocalypse mixed with Christopher Wallace's topics. On top of obelisk, it's a kabbalist novelist inside of my esophagus. Rhyme is priming, is optimist and tastes like chocolate cake.
We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape. So here is 20-year-old Saul Alvarez, who weighed in at 151 pounds. He's 173 centimeters tall. And he'll be facing Sebastian Fundora. Making his way to the ring, the guy they call the Towering Inferno, and you can tell why. He's a massive, massive man for this weight class, standing nearly 6'6" tall.
Remember, there's a shorter reach here, so now they have to slip inside and use the speed, use the proximity, and that timing to time off the lock.
So here comes Saul Alvarez. Up against... So they stare into each other. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Good counter punch. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Do you believe what we are seeing? After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama, I can't believe we're actually in the midst of them fighting.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter, because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Which fighter will say no mas? He blocks the uppercut. They both want the knockout. isn't anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Defense is not an option for these two. How about that time counter shot? Incredible work rate. And he did catch him. He caught him clean. Clean as a whistle. Nice counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different...
Here we go for round two. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Counterfighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? You'd like to see more jabs. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. When you're facing a longer opponent like this, you've got to get inside.
Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good reach. I know. Nobody could ever get past that jab.
They exchange punches. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Swing and a miss with that left hook. The perfect counter lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. This is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs... There's the bell for round three. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. And he scores with the counter. Perfect counter shot. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, judges going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Timing beats speed, speed beats power. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell. Back at it in round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Punch caught him clean. A lot of effort being exerted here. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Good counter punching. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Halfway through the round, I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? That punch scores. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
Time for the 5th round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you on.
Let's see that again.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you still want to fight?
Hold that thought. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Both men step back for just a moment. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Do you believe what we're seeing? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. The final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Beaten, bruised, and battered, but somehow he's still in it.
Unbelievable heart, knockdown. What?
There's the bell for round 6. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
That hook was off target. A big headshot, and he goes down. We have got to see that again in slow motion.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you okay?
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
We're at the halfway point. There's no doubt who's won this round so far.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Catch and shoot. Both men step back for just a moment. When are we going to see a jab from these two? The stamina is off the charts. It's bombs away. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Quick punch scores. And we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is certainly considering making. There's the bell for round 7. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible, because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Nice counter. And as you can see here, a picture-perfect punch did the trick.
A shot for...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Listen to me. Are you okay?
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
You won't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
Hard, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use pain, other boy.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
These counter punches have to hurt. Oh, my word. Canelo just got clipped. Looks like trouble was averted.
Ring Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. We get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice. And there's the bell for round 8. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Straight right just misses. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That uppercut doesn't land. They both want a knockout, you can tell. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
Even I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me your bro.
Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again.
Keep striving until my lungs can't breathe. They're all tired, I don't know about fatigue. Got my bros back if we come under siege. Got my dogs with me, I ain't carrying a leash. Thank the Lord for my freedom of speech, cause I say what I like and I do what I please. Brothers think I didn't train for this my whole life. Tried to tell them it didn't come with ease. They must have thought that I didn't put in graft. Stayed fully focused and stuck to the task. When it paid off, I was like at last. Them other brothers can kiss my ass. And I promise you that I wouldn't wanna be ya. Them man ain't got this energy, do ya? I cannot feel that vibe going through ya. Flat battery like my dead computer. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I'll fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I'll fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. I'm from a different life, different type, energies, flows, vibes. I'm from a different life, different type, energies, flows, vibes. They couldn't top this. When your team going crazy, it's like a mosh pit. Lonely at the top, they won't give what it's costing. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I'll fight to the end.
Here we are getting ready for this showdown. So and he'll be facing Sebastian.
This bout,
Expectation. And there's the bell to start round one. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Caught him. Not a lot of defense here at all. That counter shot lands. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
can you imagine walking into this town, walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name? You can't even hear your cornerman whisper in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
You'd like to see more jabs. Big swing and a miss with the hook. There's a counter shot. Both men step back for just a moment. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
He fails to score with that left hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nope, that hook won't score. And counter punching. These two fighters are made for one another. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
Here we go. It's round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
That counter punch caught him clean. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. When you're facing a longer opponent like this, you've got to get inside.
Sometimes I've been in with fighters that don't know what to do, don't have to break it down. Then they get a little dirty.
Nice counter shot. Missing with that right hook. And they figure out the combination to this safe.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Good punch. How about that time counter shot? Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? That one will count. A perfect counter shot. That jab doesn't find a home. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Down big time on the scores.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bro.
The bell rings and we start the third. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come up now and style it out.
And down goes the towering Inferno. I don't care how good your chin is. A punch like that, and you're going down.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you continue?
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
No rest for the weary. That punch lands. Andorra just got right. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
Shot from...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You all right?
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. And he's out of there.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Now going to get a little more loosey-goosey. Let's see how this one feels. Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
Where did that...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you continue.
Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go.
There's always a way back. Don't ever round anybody off.
There's the bell for round 4. And there's the bell to start the round. Well done with that counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little favourite and pickpocket him.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Neither fighter willing to slow down. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep... What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
You're right, Todd.
Listen to me. Are you okay? You're out.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen.
Born in the thunder, slave to the hunger. They always said there's no way out. Heart of a fighter, forged in the fire. Takes more than
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is. So here comes. And up against. This battle. All the talking. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. No rest for the weary. Well done with that counter shot. Just missed with that jab. One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That counter punch caught him clean. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. A perfect counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. There's a counter shot. Nice counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunches are the best.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Trying to land that jab. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Not a lot of defense here at all. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. You've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell's...
What do we expect to see here in round two? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. Nice punch. Throwing a hook, but nice defense there. This fight is all about distance for this man, and you can see he's using that length advantage.
You've got to fight dirty, Todd. You've got to get in close. You've got to fight on the blind side of the referee. You've got to find a way in.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. A straight right just misses. How about that time counter shot? You'd like to see more jabs. left-handed jab doesn't quite score. That one lands. Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin or pickpocket him.
Both men step back for just a moment. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Undora just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner?
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around? Let's get it started in round 3. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They exchange punches. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Good one. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Insane action. Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Now this is the...
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Oh, Sebastian Fedora is hurt. I thought that was gonna be a knockdown at least.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skillful.
Well, he's had enough, and he is gonna quit. So they will throw in the towel. The court.